Hey guys, I've got a pretty interesting video for you guys here. Today we're going to be looking inside a couple of these ground blooms. These are actually crackling ground blooms, and they're from DFS, which is a brand that I just recently came across. I've never seen it before, and the ground blooms are actually pretty decent. These might be a little different from other ground blooms, but this is basically going to be another dissection video. It's going to show the basic structure of one of these fireworks. Looking inside fireworks is actually really interesting, and it's something I want to do more often. If you guys remember, I did the canister shell dissection a while ago, and then a couple years ago I did the firecracker one. But yeah, ground blooms are probably, I've never actually seen inside of a ground bloom for the many years I've been doing fireworks. So this is going to be a new thing for me. And I've got a vise right here that'll help me keep the ground bloom in place while I cut it open with the razor blade. Because the past few years I've been using it, kind of doing it a little dangerous way. I didn't really think about using this, but this will definitely help it and make it a lot safer. So yeah, so the basic overview on the outside, you basically get this big thick tube in here. It's pretty thick, and you got a clay plug there. Sometimes you get this tissue paper. If you poke that in there, it's just hollow right there. You can see the thickness of the tube. I would say that's probably, I don't even know, probably 5 millimeter. Probably could be more than that or less thickness on that tube. It's a pretty thick tube for a small firework, but it actually really helps with the propulsion when it comes out here, because it doesn't, so it won't explode or you know, burn out so fast. I actually have had a few experiences where ground blooms explode. That's probably because there's some, oh, we got some clay coming out on this one. So yeah, there's some orange clay on that side and your white clay on here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and cut this one open and see. This might shake the camera a little bit. I don't have anything, actually I need to tighten this up on here. Pause the video real quick. Okay, I've got it secured in the vise. I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting across it and see what we got here. I'm just gonna keep cutting it same direction until I get all the way through that cardboard, that paper. The label's already come off. Now, I personally do not recommend doing this at home because it can be very dangerous if you do not have the right experience or the right tools. I'm doing it this way because it's the safest way I can do it right now. But this actually is going to take a while, so I might skip this part or, you know, speed it up. Okay, doesn't seem to be going in any further. Let's see if I got it all the way in. So the label, of course, will come off just like that. And there's a fuse that goes in pretty much right at the end, about a quarter of an inch from the end. Oh yeah, I got pretty far down in there. So we'll go ahead and take this off. It doesn't matter. See if we can split this open right here. Yeah, this might be a lot more difficult than I thought. These things, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Huh, this is interesting. This is a really thick tube. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. I did get through this back end right here because there's nothing under there. Unless, I'm gonna put it back on here real quick. Oh yeah, I'm through. Yep. So the problem was that yellow knife that I was using was pretty dull. That end was actually kind of blunt, so I used that one. That's pretty sharp. Yeah, I got all the way through there. Look at that. Look at all the layers of paper on that. That is crazy. I can see the orange clay right there. I'm just seeing if I can get this to peel out like that. So it must be, so that black stuff you're seeing right there is probably the initial propulsion thing. So it gets it started up. And all that gray stuff is your main color, flame, and whatever. They usually get it, makes it keep spinning. And then there's your orange clay. Now it looks like this lighter gray stuff back here is actually where all the crackle comes from. I'm trying to see if I can get it to pop out some crackle stars. Maybe there's some in there. I'm just gonna dump it right here. I will actually light this off when I'm done here, so you guys can see what it looks like when I light it off. Sorry if I'm getting real loud there. I'm pretty close to the mic. I'm trying to scoop all this out so you guys can see how much stuff is in here. Now this clay is actually staying in there, so that's good, except for the orange one. Yep, there goes the crackle stars. I can see some in there. There's one right there. I don't know if you can see that. There's those little black balls. Those are the crackle stars that make it pop. Now sometimes on the end of these things, you'll see a firecracker or something. Those are the ones with the reports. And of course, the ones that are just normal, they don't have anything on the end. So, yeah. This is actually really interesting. I've never opened up a ground bloom before, so this is completely brand new to me. There's actually a lot more stuff in here than I thought there would be, despite the fact that there is a hollow area right here. This is probably like at least a ½ inch of space right on the end of the ground bloom that is just hollow. There's nothing in there. I really don't understand why companies do this to almost every firework, especially canister shells. Like almost every canister shell you get, there's like an inch gap of air, just hollow space right at the top. I don't know why. They probably do that to save money with chemicals and stuff. And what I think is just a waste of cardboard, honestly. They should utilize that space and make it more enjoyable. So we got some more black stuff on the front here. Oh, there goes that clay thing. So yeah, there's that clay plug, which is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. So all this black stuff here must be like the starter that ignites that gray propulsion stuff. I don't really know what to call this. I think that is black powder. I'm not sure though. But which doesn't make sense. It might be a slow burning black powder. I don't know everything about these things quite yet. This is brand new to me. I'm gonna have to look some of this stuff up, but I think it is black powder. It almost looks like black powder. Must be some kind of slow burning one. It probably has a different chemical in there that makes it burn slower, but that basically just ignites everything. So yeah, there's the inside of that, if you can see that. There's so many layers, and of course you got the fuse right here, if I can pull that out. It's pretty short. It's actually the shortest fuse I've seen in a firework. But yeah, these ground blooms aren't entirely dangerous, though they can be a bit explosive if they're not made correctly or whatever. There's that white clay plug with a bunch more of that stuff in there. So yeah, that's pretty much everything to this. I'm gonna go ahead and light this up so you guys can see what it looks like when I light it off. And this is actually really satisfying to do. That's weird. That's pretty cool. But anyways, yeah, that is what's inside of a ground bloom. It's pretty basic. There's nothing really interesting about it, but it is really nice seeing what's actually inside of those things. So yeah, and I just noticed this end right here is actually painted. I thought that was tissue paper at first, but it's actually painted or something, dyed. So yeah, that's all I got on that. Pretty interesting. So yeah, your label, the usual thin piece of paper. So yeah, let's go ahead and light this off and see what it looks like. All right, here goes all of that stuff in there. This is gonna crackle, and I hope it doesn't explode. That was actually really interesting. I like that. So as you guys saw, when the stuff inside of a ground bloom is actually exposed to air, it burns a lot faster. And when it's inside one of these things, it blows out of this hole that the fuse goes through, and it makes it spin really fast, and it burns a lot slower than it does when it's outside of the tube. And that's why when there's an air gap in these things, it actually builds up the pressure, and it can cause that explosion that you usually get sometimes with ground blooms. Sometimes you get a failure on the ground bloom and they kind of explode. It's actually not that uncommon, so. But yeah, that is pretty basic firework. It's not super interesting. At some point, I'll get into another dissection video like this. And I'm thinking maybe I'll do sparklers next time. Not like these metal stick sparklers. Those are just basic. That's that's literally one composition on those things. I'm talking about like the morning glories. They have a bunch of different stages, and yeah, they're pretty big too. I'm talking like the 36-inch ones, and I actually have some of those. I'm probably gonna do a video on those at some point, and then I can do a dissection video on those remaining ones, because I'm not gonna do them all. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.